I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, His invisible, with liberty and justice for all. How'd you like that?
A very good morning to you and thank you for joining me today. It's 7 a.m. here in Nigeria. So good afternoon, good evening to you if you're not in the same time zone as I am. Before we proceed, let's look at the following clips because they matter in today's case.
This is my voice one day after watching Scarface. It's a pretty good film, I love it. It's a little extreme at some points, but great film. This is my voice 1 week after watching Scarface. Oh no! 1 month watching Scarface. The greatest movie I've ever seen in my life. You're not gonna find a better movie. Coño, the f***ing guy from Blockbuster. He keeps saying I have to return the DVD. You're not gonna get it back, man. You wanna fuck with me? Okay! God, okay! You wanna play this? Okay. I play with you. You wanna play rough? Okay! Where the fuck is my gun? Gina! Where the fuck is my gun? Check the closet. It's in the same place every fucking night, man. Why'd you gotta touch my stuff? Coño, do you wanna play this? Okay, I play with you. It's in the closet, Gina. Is it there? No. Oh, Gina, where the fuck? I always gotta show you everything.
So that was Ali Abulaban. His Scarface impression was so good, he began to think that he was the real Scarface. Before I go into details of how this man blew off his wife's head as well as that of a friend of hers, let's hear Ali talk about how much he loved his wife, Anna.
You ever look at your person and think to yourself, wow, how did I land you? You're the most beautiful thing I've never met anyone else like you. And I don't think I ever will. I'm not saying that because it's cliche. I'm saying that because no one's ever moved me the way that you do.
So how did Ali Abulaban get from that loving and sweet-talking man to this?
Fucking taking away my whole life. I got a top secret clearance. You trying to f that up? Bitch.
Fucking talk to me.
I'll bring you to San Diego for what? So you can run to your friends? Fucking bitch. You're not even an American citizen. I brought you to this goddamn country. Name one man that would do that shit for you, bitch. Fucking asshole women, man. Ungrateful.
That was a video of Ali Abulaban cursing his wife Anna out while on social media live. We will get into the details shortly, but before that, if you're still watching, kindly subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up as we look into the case of Anna and Ali Abulaban. This is Anna and Ali Abulaban. They're a very good looking couple who blew up on social media due to Ali's likable social media posts. They had a lot of followers, over 1 million across the social media platforms. Most people knew them, or should I say most people knew Ali from TikTok, where he has most of his followings. They seem to be, quite a happy couple who were so in love with each other and had everything going on for them. I mean, they had the looks, they had the money, they had the perfect family. But just as in most cases, behind the facade of all this happy life and all the social media antics and theatrics lies the demons that they were dealing with. This perfect and glamorous image that the Abulabans were portraying will come crashing down in a crime that shocked all their followers and their fans and proved how social media could just be, a package front for the real evil that happens behind closed doors.
Abulaban is accused of shooting his estranged wife Anna and her boyfriend Rayburn Barron at her high-rise apartment in the East Village in October. Abulaban's lawyer said it happened in the heat of passion, but prosecutors say it was premeditated, deliberate, and violent. The two were shot in the face at close range.
It's no news that oftentimes in relationships that are toxic and abusive, both the abuser and the abused try as much as they can to present, a perfect image to the public and hide what exactly is going on behind closed doors. And that's exactly what was happening with the Abulabans. Before we proceed, at this point, let me quickly remind you again that you should kindly subscribe if you're yet to do so, and please watch this video to the very end. Anna and Ali Abulaban were married and living in San Diego, California. They had a daughter who was 5 years old at the time, and they seemed to be a happy family. Anna was 28 years old and Ali was 29. They had looked really good together. They were very famous on TikTok, and on the social media, they didn't hesitate to show how much they loved each other and basically how glamorous their lives were. Ali's TikTok name was Jinkid, and he would do like really accurate impressions of famous personalities and movie characters, and that made him garner loads of likes and comments. The more he posted, the more his fame grew. Now, Anna had been brought up in Okinawa, Japan. Born in 1993, she was born into a Filipino home. Her parents were originally from the Philippines, but they lived in Japan. Anna's father was in the military, so she went to high school on the US military base in Japan. Anna went on to get a degree at the Technological University of Philippines, so she was an intelligent girl. She wasn't just a pretty face. People who knew her said that apart from being so gorgeous and beautiful, she was also loving and very bright, and was really calm and down to earth and very relatable. She had her best friend Casey, who was someone whom she knew very well, having been a part of her circle for more than a decade. They basically grew up together at the military base. Casey said that Anna was just a very nice soul, very family oriented, and a very good friend whom anyone could lean on. It was on this military base in Japan that Anna crossed paths with a handsome military man from the US. His name was Ali Abulaban. Ali was at the time stationed at the same military base that Anna's father worked at in Japan. At the time, he was 22 years old, very good looking, as well as having a charming personality. So it was only a matter of time before the two good looking Anna and Ali got together. Both Anna and Ali fell in love with each other basically. Ali himself was born in Staten Island in 1992 to Palestinian parents, but he grew up in Virginia. It is said that right from a young age, he was so entertaining and goofy, and he liked to sing, he liked to act, he liked to perform. At a point in his life, he even had joined a singing group, but it's not clear what exactly happened to that group. Clearly, the band didn't take off. But later on, Ali would join the US military, and he was sent to Japan, where he met Anna. Ali was said to be so in love with Anna right from the very first day that they met. All he could think about after meeting Anna was just to, get her. All he could think of or even talk about was Anna. And when their relationship began, he was all over her. He was so smitten with Anna that he made her the center of his existence. But one thing though, the way Ali was all about Anna did look weird to some people. I mean, it seemed more like an obsession with her than real love. Anna's friend Casey even said that as soon as Anna and Ali began dating, soon after they got together, Ali began to control her. He would take her calls and question everyone who was on the phone with her. Whoever was on the other end, he would just want to know why you were calling Anna, He wanted to be involved in everything that Anna did, who she was talking to, who was calling her, where she was going, or whom she was hanging out with. This was just a telltale sign of somebody who wanted to be in control of everything, including someone's life. Now, just a few months after they began dating, Anna and Ali got married and they left Japan. It is said that Ali was dismissed from the army, so they moved back to the USA. I don't know the reason why he was dismissed, but that is what it said, that he was dismissed, so they moved back to the States. And they settled in Virginia. Virginia is the place where Ali had grown up. And shortly afterwards, they had their very first child, a daughter whom they called Amara. Everything seemed to be good, in Virginia. They were a young, happy family that was thriving and doing well for themselves. It was here that Ali intensified his content creation, and then he began to post comedy skits and, the impressions of famous people on his social media account, and people loved it. Ali's impersonations were said to be really good, and his fan base, grew quite rapidly.
How long does it take to get ice cream? What the f is your parliament, huh? It wasn't easy to get this, okay? Think fast. So what happened? I got into a little fight with the cashier. The guy kept saying, we close, man, we close. Go this, go that. I never asked for okay? All I asked for was ice cream. So if they were closed, how did you get the ice cream? Hey, pendejo. Me, I always got a few tricks up my sleeve. Take it easy, okay? And if I didn't know any better, I say you're starting not to trust me, man. What the f*** is up with that, huh?
Alright, so boom. That's what we doing now, Tony? I go to jail for like what, a year? You already got a new homie and shit? Like, who the f*** is that? I know that you did not just call me an idiot, you feel me? That's how you welcome back your brother and shit?
The name's John Wick. Nice to meet you.
The name's Takashi. It's nice to meet you too.
In 2019, he had a viral content that blew him out of the waters. His TikTok grew to almost 1 million, and so did his Instagram page and YouTube channel. So you see, Ali was beginning to get that fame that he so much craved for. From time to time, you could see Anna in Ali's video, and they seemed to be happy and, you know, the perfect couple. In the peak of their social media success, the family moved in February of 2021 from Virginia to San Diego, California. Now, the story is that Anna had people in San Diego. She had friends that she knew from the military base who were based in San Diego, and she wanted to be close to them. All she had back in Virginia were people Ali knew. She wanted to be close to her own support system. So she suggested that they made a move to San Diego. It is also said that it was Ali's idea to move, you know, to get his acting ambition up and running. Well, whichever story it is, they did move to San Diego. The family moved into this high-rise apartment on Island Avenue in East Village. Anna was living life and living it to the fullest out there in San Diego. She had a new set of friends, you know, that she could go out with, she could just hang out with. And she showcased her lifestyle pretty much on social media. She looked happy and she was ever beautiful. And together, she and Ali would post on their social media loving moments and happy times. And, you know, just them being a family.
Hey, babe. I want you to try to do the 6ix9ine impression.
Alright.
Okay. So I'll do it first, alright?
Alright.
Yo, like literally, you man fucking beautiful, you feel me?
I want you to say,
Y'all know the fucking vibes.
Y'all.
Yalla.
Y'all know. Wait, let's try the Scarface one.
Okay.
I fucking love you, man. I want you to be the love of my life.
Okay, how do I do the face?
I want you.
Like this. Like you smell something nasty.
Wait, what?
Ali was growing and growing on social media, and he was using Anna as a showcase in his content too. He showed her off at any opportunity he got. I mean, Anna was really gorgeous and very beautiful, so Ali flaunted her. It seemed like theirs was, you know, a perfect relationship. But unknown to everyone looking in from the outside, this relationship was very toxic and abusive and tumultuous. Now, this group of friends Anna had in San Diego could see right through the facade. They saw how abusive Ali was towards Anna and how he treated her and controlled her, and they did not like it at all. Ali was said to be very edgy and rude and strict because of, you know, his need to be in charge of Anna's life. Anna's friend didn't like how he was always carrying a loaded weapon on him either. I mean, considering how he could get at times, no one wanted him having that thing around with him like he did all the time, but Ali was practically carrying that weapon around with him, and it was loaded all the time. Now, Ali was beginning to, you know, act out as his social media fame grew. He was just so rude and aggressive and condescending to people around that everyone noticed it. So just imagine how he treated Anna behind closed doors. If he was like this to other people on the open, how was he treating his wife behind closed doors? It is said that as Ali watched Anna beginning to build for herself her own social media presence, he lost it. He hated that she was growing and becoming, you know, an influencer in her own right. She was becoming successful on her own, away from him, and he became very jealous of her. Ali was very possessive and controlling of Anna, and saying that he was losing that control and hold on her, it was sending him over the edge basically. Ali asked Anna to stop hanging out with her group of friends. He said that she was partying too hard, she was partying too much, yet he would go out by himself and party excessively and even cheat on her with other women. At a point, he began to monitor her calls and her movements. He wanted to know every step she took, what she ate, who she spoke with, where she went, and when she slept. He wanted to always be with her, especially whenever she was out with her friends. So if he wasn't invited to an outing, he wasn't going to allow her to attend, basically. It never crossed his mind that no one in Anna's circle wanted him around, nor did he see the fact that Anna was at her happiest when she was away from him and with her friends. People around Ali at some point did notice that something was off about him. He was becoming increasingly paranoid and pompous, and they could see a very dark side of Ali emerge. His relatives who were privy to Ali and Anna's relationship said that they saw how abusive Ali was towards his wife. It's not clear if they did anything to help Anna, but as the months rode by, Ali's social media followers began to catch a glimpse of his dark side as well. At this point, he was no longer doing a good job hiding it. One day while on Instagram Live, Ali, who had over the months become so used to taking candy, just brought out a full ziploc of the illegal substance on Instagram Live. And, I'm hoping that you're understanding what I mean by candy. He had been so drunk on that particular day, he didn't care if what he was doing was right or wrong. When he started snorting the candy, a lot of people initially thought that this was one of his kids, but they quickly realized that this was real. It was a real deal. It was real candy. The very next day, Ali was back online again. This time, he had come to clear the air in form of an apology. He lied that it was his very first time doing it, but clearly, he didn't seem like a novice. He didn't seem like somebody who was just trying it out for the first time. He was looking like somebody who has been doing it for a long time. So who was he fooling? No one but himself. To show that this man was unstable, in the same instance where he was giving the apology, he also talked about how much Anna means to him and how he adored her, but he detested her friends because they were all cheats who wouldn't think twice before cheating on their husbands. So you see, Ali's greatest fear was losing his wife to another man. Yeah, he wasn't treating her right. Right before our very eyes, Ali Abulaban was becoming a very dark personality. Physically, he had lost so much weight and was basically looking like an addict. And truly, in real life, he was actually an addict. Things were becoming increasingly dysfunctional in his household, and as the relationship between him and Anna was stretched, he turned to more and more candy. There was an instance described by a family member of his. This person is called Luis Marinari. Luis is his cousin, and he shared more light on how out of touch Ali had become over time. So while hanging out at a bar with family or friends, according to Luis, Ali, just like he had done on Instagram Live, pulled out a fat ziploc of candy and placed it right on the table in the clear view of everyone. Ali was asked to put that away or risk being thrown out of the bar or putting the people with him in trouble and in jeopardy. And he said he was jinkied and absolutely no one could do anything to him because he was famous and no one could touch him. See what fame does to people. Even those who have only social media fame like Ali think that they are invincible. This feeling of being on top of the world was what was prompting Ali to mistreat his wife as well. I mean, he's jinkied after all. She must do as he says, right? So Ali would answer her calls and insult her friends or anyone on the other end of the call. But weirdly, he would constantly just keep staring at Anna's picture while out and about. Like he was kind of reassuring himself that she still belonged to him. He will go on and on about her to everyone who cared to listen, saying how much he loved her and how beautiful and gorgeous she was. But in a very dark and sick manner that wasn't hard to see, he reiterated that he would never be alive to see another man have Anna. I mean, Anna was indeed really beautiful and gorgeous, but she wasn't doing anything that would warrant Ali to think that she was stepping out on him. It was Ali who was doing the stepping out in this marriage. even though clearly he was giving her every reason to do so by the way he was treating her. She was not doing that. Now, fast forward to early October, Anna called 911. She wanted to file a report. She told the police that Ali had abused her and she had sustained injuries in the process. Worst of all, their young daughter had witnessed all of this go down. She also mentioned to the police how Ali was being reckless by showing their young child a loaded weapon and had even demonstrated how to use it to the young girl. It's not exactly clear what the authorities did after that report, but online, Ali's viewers knew that all was not well, as you know, Ali came online and he was insulting Anna, who was standing right there, I presume, even though she wasn't seen on camera. But I think she was standing right there when he was raining all that insult on her. So let's take a look at the clip again.
Fucking taking away my whole life. I got a top secret clearance. You trying to f that up? You're not even an American citizen. I brought you to this goddamn country. Name one man that would do that shit for you.
Things got so out of hand for Anna and she requested for a separation. So by mid-October, she filed for a divorce, and that meant that Ali had to move out of the shared apartment. Ali didn't want to move, but he had no choice. So he moved to Mission Bay Hotel on October the 18th of 2021. And Anna had every intention of, filing a restraining order against him because she was really, really scared of him and wanted absolutely nothing to do with him anymore. But Ali, on his part, wanted everything to do with Anna. He was not going to let her go. He wanted to be in charge of her life. So what he did was that he made an extra copy of, Anna's apartment without her knowledge. Following his desperation, Ali began to spiral out of control. He didn't care what he did. He even streamed himself drunk and driving and still drinking while driving, while inviting girls to reach out to him on social media. When Ali wasn't acting a fool online, he was stalking Anna, calling her cell phone like crazy every waking minute of the day. Anna was ignoring his calls at this point, so he switched to calling her friends, the same ones he had labeled cheats and called unprintable names before. He wanted to know where his wife was at all times and exactly what she was doing and what she was up to. He was ignoring the fact that they were going through a divorce at this point and there probably was a restraining order against him. Clearly, Ali was obsessed with Anna and he couldn't help himself. Ali's family tried to make him see reasons why, she should leave Anna. He should let Anna be. I mean, she already filed for divorce, right? But Ali said he wanted Anna and Anna only will he have. So he kept to his stalkerish ways and his behaviors. He visited the apartment they had once shared together on the 21st of October 2021, just 2 days after he had moved out, while Anna and the daughter were out. He just couldn't stay away, you see, and he basically just took the apartment apart. He vandalized and destroyed properties at the apartment. Then he called his soon-to-be ex-wife to tell her what he had done. I mean, what is the logical explanation for all of these things that Ali was doing? How could the destruction of properties bring Anna back to him? It would rather push her away. If he had enough sense, he would have thought of that. Now, while Ali sneaked into the apartment to destroy things, he had also secretly installed an app on the daughter's iPad. The app was a spy app. He wanted to listen to whatever was happening in that house via the app. Now, Anna, while returning to the house, brought along a friend of hers. His name was Rayburn Cardenas Baron. Rayburn was 29-year-old from San Diego. He was said to be a very nice person who loved to help people. And this was the reason why he agreed to follow Anna home in the first place. Anna had asked Rayburn to help her put the apartment Ali had torn apart in order, and he obliged. What the both didn't know at the time was that Ali had a copy of the house keys. When they got to the house, Rayburn began to help Anna to reorganize things and clean up the messy apartment. Meanwhile, Ali was listening in via the spy app that he had installed on their daughter's iPad. So when he heard Anna talking with an unknown male, he was immediately sent over the edge. He didn't even care who the person was. He in fact didn't want to know. All he knew was that Anna was giggling with another man and there was no way he was going to let her be happy with another man. In his anger and rage and jealousy, Ali Abulaban at about 3 p.m. entered his car and drove frantically to the Spire San Diego luxury high-rise apartment complex on Island Avenue where he once lived with his wife Anna. He made his way to the 35th floor, All the while, he was cursing and he was threatening homicide should he find his wife in a compromising position with this man that he doesn't know. As soon as the elevator door opens, Ali runs out of the elevator and opens the apartment door. Without thinking twice, he opens fire on Rayburn, who he finds sitting on the living room couch. Rayburn didn't even have enough time to react. He didn't even have enough time to even process exactly what was going on before he was taken out. Ali shot Rayburn on his neck and on his cheek, and when he toppled over, he put another round in the back of his head at point blank range, execution style. Anna saw this go down. She was right there sitting next to Rayburn when he was struck, and she let out a scream. She was terrified and very scared, and before she could do anything, Ali turned to her, looked her straight in the eyes and fires at her, striking her in the middle of her head at point blank range, execution style, just like he had done Rayburn Cardenas. Now, after the slayings, Ali Abulaban called police around 10 minutes past 3 p.m. to tell them that he arrived at the 35th floor apartment where his wife stayed, and he found both she and some man that he doesn't know deceased in the living room. When the dispatcher asked him to remain at the scene, Ali said he had to go, and he ended the call. Then he drove up and he went to the daycare to pick up their 5-year-old daughter. At some point, he told his daughter that he had hurt mommy. Then he called his own mother to tell her exactly what he had done. It's not exactly clear where he was headed to, but the police began to look for Ali. They were able to track his location via his phone, and they got on his tail. 45 minutes after the attack on Anna and her friend, Ali was arrested on State Route 15 near Interstate 805. Now, what bothers me at this point is the fact that Ali went to get his daughter while he was still having that loaded weapon that he had just used to take out his wife and Rayburn. And where exactly was he going to? Was Amara also going to have a tragic end as her mother? I mean, it's not far-fetched because at this point, Ali's behavior is really unpredictable. He was in a dark, dark place. There is the possibility of him wanting to take his life and that of his daughter, or even hers alone. It's something I've always had at the back of my mind and I couldn't shake off. Had it been he wasn't intercepted by the cops, what would he have done? When Ali was arrested, he was taken to jail. While awaiting his trial, he granted Fox 5 an interview from jail where he said that on the day of the incident, he had found his wife and Rayburn kissing, and that Rayburn had his feet on his table that he bought with his money, and that was what drove him overboard. He added, "What do you expect a man to do? A good maniac." Anna had every right to move on with her life, and why should Rayburn having his legs on his furniture warrant him taking his life? It's a very senseless thing to do. Don't forget that Ali had initially told the police that he got there and met Anna and Rayburn already deceased. So which one is it? Clearly, his stories aren't adding up. Looking back at his kids and all his Tony Montana impressions, it's not difficult to fathom why Ali was so good at it, because deep down he had that monstrous range that Tony Montana had in him.
Alright, so what do you call yourself, tough guy, huh? Antonio Montana. And you? What you call yourself?
Buddy, I'm the only one that asks questions around here, pal. Got it?
You ever been in jail? What, me? No. No, wait a minute. You got the wrong guy.
He was low-key violent and craved for power and control as much as Tony Montana's character did. That's why he could relate so well with that character. See how he got into character? I bet you Ali knew that interview would be aired and he still wanted to perform for the world to see him as Gene Kid while he was in jail. How sick is that? Hear how he keeps justifying what he did? It's crazy how he kept saying, my living room, my furniture, bought with my money, my wife, like everything including Anna belonged to him. When Ali was asked about his family, saying that his social media fame changed him because his cousin Louis did say that fame affected Ali and that he was doing candy and didn't care about consequences that it could bring. Ali said that his family doesn't know anything. He said that they didn't care or give a hoot about him, but he acknowledged the fact that the use of candy did mess up his brain and, made him violent. He said that Everyone he went to concerning Anna's issues, constantly told him to leave her alone, that he was handsome and famous and he could get any girl he wanted. But he couldn't leave Anna, and no one else was going to have her while he was still married to her. Prosecutors believe that Ali believed his wife was cheating on him with Raymond Baron Cardenas, and that was why he did what he did to them. Even though clearly there was a divorce ongoing and Anna Abulaban had moved on from their marriage, the fact that Ali continued to pursue reconciliation with his wife does not mean that they were not separated. She had the right to do whatever she wanted to do. Remember that the fallout of the Abulaban's marriage was precipitated by incidents of domestic violence and also indications that Ali Abulaban had been cheating on his wife with other women. A husband and wife who lived across from the Abulaban separately testified that about a month prior to the crime, Anna Abulaban had knocked on their door and asked them to call the police because she said her husband had hit her. They testified that she asked to use their phone because she said that Ali had taken hers. How controlling was that he hits her and then he seizes her cell phone to cut her off from everyone and not to be able to make a police report. It was said that 9 prior calls for police service were made from the couple's apartment between the months of July and the day of the slayings, but Ali was never arrested in connection with any of those incidents. I don't know why, but I believe if an arrest was made, a restraining order would have been initiated to keep him very far away from Anna. But well, Ali, being who he was, would have still ignored that restraining order to get to Anna. Anna's friends told police that she had planned on getting a restraining order against him, though no restraining order was ultimately filed. She never went through with it, and this is the sad thing about this whole situation. Following the slayings, Anna's friends were devastated when they heard what had happened to her. Rayburn's family were also very badly hurt and devastated. He was said to be the glue of his family, and Ali took his life in this senseless crime. Despite Ali pleading not guilty to the double slayings of his wife and her friend, he has been charged with both slayings. Ali Abulaban was ordered by the judge to be jailed without bail, and he must stay away from his daughter as a part of the protective order. A hearing was held to see if the case would go to trial, and Ali had numerous outbursts during the preliminary hearings. Let's take a look at one of those.
Don't inject your own to the story.
We're going to take a break.
You think I wanted this? Or I found your daughter? I wanted this? Who the are you?
Mr. Abulaban, I need you to stop.
My life is destroyed.
Mr. Abulaban, I need you to stop. Mr. Abulaban, I need you to stop.
See how erratic that man is? Clearly he's unstable. This could be as a result of so much use of candy or the dark side of him. Or did he have this side of him since and no one knew about it till it was too late? Ali was charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder, allegations of using a handgun in his slaying, and a special circumstance allegation of committing multiple murders. Meaning he could face capital punishment if convicted, and prosecutors choose to pursue capital punishment. Ali pleaded not guilty to the charges and remains in custody without bail as his trial is set to continue. At the end of the day, it's hoped that Anna and Rayburn gets justice for what was done to them by Ali. So as it is, we're waiting for Ali's trial to commence. And that's pretty much it for today's case for now. Thank you for watching till the very end. Now, before you go, subscribe to the channel if you haven't and like this video. Until next video, know that I appreciate your support.